Hi, I'm Darcy Priester, an instructional technology coach. In this video series, I spotlight EdTech tools and how you can integrate them effectively into your classes.
Welcome back to a new episode of Tech Tuesday. In this episode, I'm focusing on how to grow your PLN with Twitter. So let's jump in. I mentioned in episode 3 that Jeff Zuhl, an educational guru and assistant superintendent for teaching and learning with Deerfield Public Schools, came and spoke at my school district's convocation a few years ago. He spoke highly of educators using Twitter. At the time, I had fallen off in my use of the social media site. This encouragement happened when I was at a pivotal point in my career and needed a jump start. That year, I read The Innovator's Mindset by George Couros, joined Twitter again, and started working on becoming a Google certified educator. These three things happening almost simultaneously rolled into this perfect storm of building a professional learning network, and it gave me that much needed jumpstart. And I can see why now. In his book, What Connected Educators Do Differently, co-written with Jimmy Casas and Todd Riddicker, it states every active member of a PLN is an intelligence multiplier, sharing their own wisdom, stealing the wisdom of others, building their own capacity, growing the capacity of others, multiplying each other's intelligence. I have found this very thing to be true on Twitter. Or think of Twitter as this analogy by Cheryl Nussbaum Beach, of being like a river. The river keeps flowing, but sometimes you might just walk past and have a quick look. Sometimes you might hang around and dip your toes in. Other times you might spend hours swimming around. Whichever way you want to look at it, it's been a wealth of knowledge for me. I share ideas and get ideas in return. Some days I spend 5 minutes. Other days I have to will the phone out of my hands. I keep finding so many good ideas. I found that I search Twitter just as actively as I search Google now. So let's talk about the basics. You need a username or what's called a handle on Twitter. Most advice online will tell you to keep it simple, using some form of your name. I've had several handles since 2011, and the nice thing is that you can change them. I started out as Technication, then I think there was something else in between, then Ms. Priester _ITRT to go along with my job, and now my current one, Ms. Priester EDU, which I think is the best of them all because it's simple. It's my name, and you know when you're reading it that it has something to do with education. Next, fill out your bio. You wouldn't think this is a big deal, but there's actually a way to check your analytics on Twitter, and I'm surprised every time I check it, how many people have checked my bio. Like, in the hundreds. The more specific I can be in my bio, the better. Educators often share the subject they teach and particular interests. I also add in any major certifications I have too. Here's a look at mine so you can see an example. Next, add an image. People want to see what you look like. For a long time, I just used my Bitmoji, which is fine. But I switched later to my actual photo so that what I post on YouTube and Twitter matched, and it just made it easier for people to know who they were watching and connecting with. Next, you need to start following people. When I say follow, this means that you are subscribing to this person. You will be able to see their tweets and their updates will appear in your feed. However, this person doesn't have to follow you back. I get businesses who follow me and random people sometimes, but since my account is for education, I only follow people back if I can clearly see that they are an educator in their bio. See, another important reason to fill out your bio. If you both follow each other, then you can send private direct messages, or what is known as DMs. This is good for when you are trying to ask a specific person a question or have a separate conversation that all of Twitter doesn't need to read. You can also use this to have an entire group chat. I belong to the 20th wave of Wakelet ambassadors, and we have a chat in the DM section to share ideas or learn about new things coming directly from Wakelet. Now, before I go further and talk about finding people to follow, I want to talk a little bit more about navigating Twitter so you feel more comfortable using it. Because the more comfortable you are and better understand Twitter, the more likely you are to use it, right? Did you know that you can search Twitter? Right here in the upper right corner is a search bar. You can save searches if it's a topic you will be searching for frequently. Or you can do an advanced search. Here you can look for specific people, dates a tweet may have occurred around, hashtags, and more. You can also filter your search results by top tweets, people, photos, or videos, or by users you follow or location. When I find items I like or know a teacher is looking for a resource, I will often like it or retweet it, meaning I'll share it on my feed. Anyone who follows me will see it on their feed. I'm working on how often I comment on tweets and also quote retweets, where you can add your own thoughts or words to a tweet by another user. Here's one I've previously shared. At the top are my thoughts based on this quoted or original tweet that are on the bottom. I'll also add the teacher's handle, otherwise known as their username, to the tweet if I find something for someone else. This can be a way of tagging or notifying them and sharing it with them. Or if they don't have an account, I go to this little up icon and copy the link to the tweet and paste it into an email for the teacher. They don't have to have an account to view the tweet. Other times, especially if I want to save something, I will bookmark it, or with the help of the Wakelet Chrome extension, click on this W and save it to a Wakelet collection. Note, this only appears on the Chrome extension in Twitter on a computer. This will not happen on the app. To find my bookmarks later in Twitter, I click on Bookmarks in the left side navigation. So how do you find people to follow on Twitter and inevitably grow your PLN? One way is to go back to the search bar and find people and follow them. Or you can send out a tweet that you are new to Twitter and looking for educators to follow. Remember to use hashtags such as EduTwitter, TeacherTwitter, Education, or Teacher. Hashtags are literally everything on Twitter. Always add hashtags to your tweets so more people can find you. Or you could ask someone you already know on Twitter if they would ask their followers to follow you or recommend people for you to follow. You can also do a Google search for educators to follow on Twitter. Or search in Twitter for the names of authors you have read or companies you use in class, such as Flipgrid or Kahoot. Or search for strategies you use in your classroom or in your content area and see who else has already tweeted on the subject. If you like what they have posted, go ahead and follow them. As tweets start coming into your feed, interact with them by liking, retweeting, or commenting. Others will notice and may start up a conversation and start to follow you. But the main idea in using Twitter for professional educational purposes is that there is inspiration and growth here. Trust me when I say I work in one of the most supportive schools there is, yet I still find support and a sounding board on Twitter. Once you have a few people to follow, look at who they are following and follow them and continue to build up your PLN. Now earlier I mentioned being able to check your account's analytics. I can do this by clicking on More from the left side navigation and then clicking on Analytics. This will open a new tab and I can see a 28-day summary of activity, then monthly highlights with my top performing tweets and mentions. Over on the right side, I can see how many tweets I had this month, tweet impressions, which means how many people saw my tweets, profile visits, mentions, and new followers earned. If I click on the Tweets tab at the top of the page, I can view analytics for each individual tweet and see how many people saw the tweet, engaged with it, either liking, commenting, or retweeting it. However, it's not something I check every month. It's something more once in a while for kicks and to be completely blown away by how connected we all are. The last way to grow your PLN is to participate in Twitter chats. These are chats that occur on a weekly basis surrounding a topic. You use a specific hashtag to follow the conversation and add it to any responses you give. I have found some great people to connect with, and it's really given me an opportunity for further learning and development. I have both participated and facilitated Twitter chats, and often will participate in my own districts at MPCS chat, the FETC chat on Tuesdays, and the Whale Ed chat on Thursdays. If you want to learn more, I've done an entire Tech Tuesday episode on Twitter chats, which you can check out here. If you've been on the fence about joining Twitter, I hope this episode helped you to learn more and how to connect with other educators. Let me know if you do decide to join in the comments below, or tell me what your favorite aspects of joining Twitter are. You can also feel free to ask a question or tag me on social media at MsPriester.edu. All of the resources mentioned in this episode can be found in the episode notes on Wakelet. Thanks for joining me this week, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell so you can get notifications of when I have new videos available. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up so other educators can find this video too. I'll see you in 2 weeks for the next episode of Tech Tuesday.